Hey Max Impactors, this is part 2 of my quick and easy bread making video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to form the loaf and bake it. I have my dough ready to go, so here's how you make the loaf. I'm going to take a little bit of flour and sprinkle it on this cutting board. You could do this on a surface, but I just like the cleanliness of this cutting board. And then you're going to take some of your dough. Now, I showed you this in the last video, and there's enough dough here to make 3 loaves of bread. So what you want to do is you want to get about a grapefruit size of the dough. Let's get a little bit more. There you go. And then you're going to put it down on your surface, and then I kind of coat it with a little bit of flour. I get some flour on my hands. Now I'm going to bring you closer and show you kind of the technique that I use to round it out. There's 3 parts to this technique. So the first part is I just take the edge here and I fold it across, and then I start rotating the dough around as I circle it. If you feel like your fingers are getting sticky, you can always get some more on your hands, and then I just rotate. So that's the first part, until you get a nice round, it's nice and round. Now here's the second part, and this might be a little hard to see, but I kind of take my fingers and crimp it downward. Okay, and that's the second part. Then the third part, I put it down here on the surface, and I cup my hands like this, and I like to cup it underneath. And what you're doing is you're actually sealing up the bottom, so you don't have like it's a nice neater bottom, if you see. So you just keep going around like this and kind of puffing it up a little bit. And then to finish up, I just take a towel and cover it up. While I let this rise, I just set the oven to 450 degrees now, because the rise takes about 45 minutes, and I find that my oven takes about 35 to 45 minutes to heat up to 450 degrees. So I just set the oven at the same time I finish this up, and now it's time to wait. Our dough is done now, and we have a nice round loaf, and before we put it in the oven, we're going to use this knife, and I make 4 little slashes in the top. Now, one mistake I used to make was I tried to make the slashes too big, and what that will do is if you make it too big, it will start to kind of, it's hard to explain, but at the where you cut, it kind of splits apart, and it kind of makes the loaf a little bit flat. So what I do is I put really small slices in it. And the reason why is because when it cooks, this will give it room to expand, but it will also make it expand up a little bit more, so that when you cut, you'll get bigger slices. Now, I'm going to take this and put it in the oven. For baking the bread, I like to use a Dutch oven, which is one of these, and I use a cast iron one. And I just take the loaf and I throw it in there. Put the lid back on, and then I'll close up the oven and cook it for 20 minutes. Okay, it's been 20 minutes, and I'm just going to take the lid off, and then I let it cook or bake for another 10 minutes. 10 minutes is up. You just take the bread out of the oven and put onto the drying rack. And I just leave this here for a little while to cool off before I slice it. Here's a closer view of it, and the reason why you put it in the cast iron Dutch oven and have the lid on and then take the lid off, that's how you get this really nice crunchy top here, and that's what really makes the bread good. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to bake a really quick and easy loaf of bread. And if you like this video, please like it down below, subscribe to our channel, or comment in the comments section. And we'll see you in the next video.